Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Lydia Washington was here first. Very good. Takoya Woods, thank you so much for being here. And Fancy Fancy, Mary H., Helen Marmon, Francilia Mosley, Eve Marga, um, Connie Bomber. Hey, Connie Bomber. Uh, oh, Connie, you got a lot of comments. You done been in my coffee. You got a lot to say today, huh? Don't mess with my coffee because it's a little strong. It's got a kick to it. Why you think sometimes I can't stop talking? So unless you want to be up all week, I would stay out of my coffee. NASA could put a telescope into space with my coffee. Matter of fact, let me have a sip. Mm. There we go. Mountain grown, hand picked by Juan Valdez, right? I'm showing my age again. Hand picked by Juan Valdez. Hey, Church Nelly. Speaking of hand picked, see what I mean? It's the coffee. Let's see. Manello is here, and Monroe Taylor Movie Classic channel is here. And who else is here? Maggie. Yes. Hi, Maggie. Okay. So there we go. All right. I was actually up early today and I started to go on early and I said, nah, yeah. But then I saw that Duchess of Impact was on, right? And so then I said, well, you know what? Let me just go to the store. And when I come back, I'll hop on. So that is how that happened. Otherwise, I could have actually gone on probably about 8 o'clock this morning, my time. But I decided to wait, and I'm glad I did because we haven't heard from her in a while. And her voice is far too important to the squad to miss out. So you could actually find a link in the community tab for her channel. It's there. I think it may have been the last thing I posted. So, yeah, that'll be a good thing if you can do that. Then show your support for her channel. Because I tell you guys, being a content creator is hard work, and I think Petal has another like full time job and the amount of work that Petal has done. Oh, much respect for her. And because, usually she would be on every day, but yeah, Petal works very, very hard. So, and I think she's going to have her computer back up and running again soon if she hasn't already. But I'm looking forward to that. So, but yeah, so you guys try to show these content creators some support because it is hard work, and and some give you like 110% week after week. So all right, with that, but I really do admire the work that everyone does. So on the Sussex friendly channels, of course. All right, there goes that lip again. I think I put a little on there, and now I am ready. So let's get to it, shall we? Oh, by the way, she's back. Yes, she's back and just as feisty as ever. Um, if you don't recognize her, that is Victoria Arbiter, Dickie's daughter. Yes, that's Victoria Arbiter, Dickie's daughter, and she's back. I got to tell you about it, but I had to use my burner account just to watch the video, and she has a lot to say. I won't play any parts of the video here, and I'm not even recommending that anybody goes and look for it. But she's not really trying to grow her YouTube channel. I'll just say that. So That's not what she wants. She wants to be back on television full time, and it has to have been very frustrating for her, considering how much visibility, should I say, not profile, but visibility she had before. And she was back for the Coronation, but I think she was working for an Australian um, network. So, but yeah, she's been working, not like she used to, but she's been working. Uh, oh, thank you, Janet. Very considerate about letting others shine. That is so Megan. Love you for that. Oh, thank you so much. Well, it's true. I mean, the kind of work that it takes to do this, I am just in awe of what some of the squatties have been able to do, and yeah, I am in awe of it. So it's something to behold, and I'm proud to have anything to do with it. You know, bringing this kind of information for the squatties, because as we can see from this past week, trust is so important. Trust is so important when it comes to the Sussex squad, and anybody who underestimates that or doubts that, um, well, it's just not a good thing for anybody involved. So, yeah, trust is very, very important. And that you guys trust us to do this means a lot. Okay. So, anyway, let me do that. So, I made this yesterday. I don't post that much on the Twitter. If you guys are on Twitter, you know that I don't post a whole lot. I usually do an update to let you know when my next video is coming, but I felt this urge to reach out because I saw this article from TMZ, and it totally misrepresented everything about what happened that night, saying that the Sussexes had made the choice to walk in front of the cameras. Now, one could argue that if one wanted to be negative. However, they went through the lobby of a Hertz dealership, and when they came out, I would say that the exit that they used was only, you know, it wasn't far from where they walked in. So let's say the manager of the Hertz dealership said, sure, you can park in the bay right here, and then they can walk through the lobby, right? Or maybe someone on the security detail went and made the arrangements in advance. When they exited the theater, when they came out of that, it looked like a service door. It did not appear to me as though the Hertz dealership was open. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't seem to me like it was open. So I would say the likelihood that they would have left the place open. Oh, here, yes. When you're ready to leave, just make sure you close the garage door and lock up, turn the lights out. And anyway, it was nice helping you. I don't think that's the case. And what they called walking in front of the camera, I don't know that there was any other way in or out. Now, there is a stage door, but then that means that they would have had to likely exit in some gangway or alley. It was ridiculous. And so when I saw that article, I'm just like, oh God. So I'm going to say, to begin with, when those guys were talking, they seemed to be very supportive of the Sussexes. But this article from this Rupert Murdoch-owned company was not somebody just standing in front of a camera freestyling. This is someone who deliberately was given the task to go in there and do a hatchet job on the Sussexes. And that seems to be exactly what happened. Sorry. I think this was a bad time to use a Tic Tac. But, sorry, hold on. Okay. Maybe I won't do that again. So, yes, it seemed like a little hatchet job. It says Prince Harry and Meghan Markle chose to walk in front of the camera. How else were they supposed to leave? And this is what I'm saying about the gaslighting. It was said by so many people that usually once the tabloids, or should I say, once the paparazzi get their shots, once they see you from head to toe in your outfit, they're done. They're done. And they say that it's unusual that, oh God, wait, okay, I got to stop hitting that. I was about to exit out of the screen. I hope I'm still here. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I can see. You can hear me. All right. Yeah, so they say it's unusual that they would actually follow. So there is a lot of information out there about the paparazzi. And I was all set yesterday to tell you about the guy or show you the picture of the guy that everyone said was the heckler. And he works for the Express. But fortunately, I did not, because there's some very credible information that it was someone else. And I'm so glad that I held back. I don't ever want to throw stuff out there just for the sensation of saying it, or saying it first, or for shock value. I want to be right, because the when it comes to the Sussex squad, people are hoping that they can catch us out. And we should never make that easy for them. So everybody's going to make mistakes, but you don't want to walk right into it either. So fortunately, I did not put his name out there. And even though it seems like, yes, okay, it's this other one, I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to wait until someone some news organization or some lawsuit or something like that exposes this guy. But it seems very credible that it could be him as well. But yeah, I saw like two different things, and the one that everyone said was responsible, I went on his social media, and he even circles the other person, but from behind. And then, of course, the Sussex Squad Detective Agency, one person who I don't know is a squatty, but I think they're supposed to be. That's why I'm holding out, because that could be some type of trap that they're hoping that we all walk into. So better to be cautious about it than to start throwing those names out there, because that is what they want you to do, is to falsely accuse someone of something like that. Even though I don't know what would happen either way, but still, I would want to be accused of something that I did not do. So the first person that everyone mentioned, they said, well, he even claims he's only been here for a couple of weeks, so he could not have heckled Meghan in the past. But it seems to be the same voice. However, the other person also has an English accent, and I mean one of those very twangy, Beckham accents. You know how when you hear David Beckham speak and you kind of go, oh, because you're so disappointed with how basic he sounds. He doesn't have like a smooth continental, well, not continental, but he doesn't have that very smooth, posh accent. Well, that's how this guy talks. And I mean to tell you, he sounds like a fool. Um, you can tell that he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, doesn't have much, by way upstairs, except for he knows how to hunt people down. So there is another video that has been going around of this guy who is supposed to be like this, you know, black belt paparazzi guy. Now in the video, he comes across as very nice and sincere. I'm just doing my job. They don't even know I'm there. But yet, in contrast to that, people are saying, no, he's the heckler and that he's heckled everybody. And we just have never seen him before because, well, it's probably never mattered to us that he's heckled this person or that person. But yeah, so that's what I discovered. So I'm just gonna hold off on all of that for now. It's the unfortunate cost of being a high profile individual that you have someone who will deliberately try to provoke you into some ugly scene, which they are okay. Harry, you might get what you asked for, although I hope that doesn't happen. But Meghan, no, you're not going to get the big scene. Meghan's not a scene type of person. So she has way too much grace about herself to give someone that. So that is a waste of time. But yeah, so that is what I discovered. Anyway, so that article from TMZ, well, they went from being a voice of reason, like within that first 24 hours, to just another attack machine, just someone else there to try to mislead and degrade. And so I made that and I started tweeting it. And so yeah, I think instead of being so passive on the on the Twitter, I may start tweeting out certain things like that because I've been trying to protect my mental health, but instead of being in a position to retreat, it actually has made me a little feistier. I don't feel as charitable at the moment because I guess only now has a bit of anger over the situation. I think the anger was kind of slow to creep up on me, but it's here. And this is about as angry as I get. I mean, it's like I'm not terrifying when I'm angry, but I'm a Scorpio. So, and you know how it is with a Scorpio, there is no way to gauge anger or hostility, but it lies dormant until it doesn't. So we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of people in the Sussex squad that are definitely having that type of feeling, and people are acting out in ways that are very constructive, but still, it's like a wake up call. It's like you awaken from your slumber because the Sussexes have been more visible as of late. And so as they emerge, we wake up. So it's like when there's a drought and the lakes and the rivers go dry and you don't think there's any life there, but the first drop of water and all of a sudden a blade of grass pops up, a little more water, and all of a sudden you see that the fish have come out of their muddy slumbers. So yeah, that is what I'm feeling. So Not to put any words in anybody's mouth or to try to, you know, tell you how you should feel. That's just how I feel. Uh, yeah, I'm just a little put off by it. Pissed. Yeah, that's it. Pissed. Okay. And then there's this. Prince Harry told friends car chase was closest I ever felt to understanding how Princess Diana died. So take that with a grain of salt. It seems as though sometimes People magazine seem to be a little closer sometimes than not, sometimes. But whatever the case may be, you can't take any of it for the absolute gospel. But I mean, come on, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that Prince Harry may have been triggered a great deal by what happened the other night. So Prince Harry is thinking of Princess Diana after being involved in what his spokesperson called a near catastrophic car chase. With photographers in New York City, the Duke of Sussex, 38, told friends the experience was the closest I have ever felt to understanding what happened on the tragic night his mother died. The Times reported on Tuesday the late Princess of Wales died in Paris car crash in 1997 that also involved photographers pursuing her vehicle when Harry was 12 years old. In his memoir Spare, Prince Harry recounted driving through that same tunnel where Princess Diana's car accident that is occurred a decade later in an attempt to find closure, grieving the tragic loss of his mother at a young age was a key theme throughout the book released in January. So, let me see. Where do I have that? Uh oh, there it is. There it is. Nope, there it isn't. I thought I saved that article. Hold on. Thought oh, there it is right there. In January. Very good. All right. So, senior police officer David Douglas, who was part of Operation, is it Paget? The investigation into the various conspiracy theories surrounding Diana's death, launched by the British Metropolitan Police in 2004, said in a 2022 interview that Princess Diana's death was a terrible, tragic accident. Right. Host Ranveer Singh asked if it was a combination of no seatbelts, paparazzi chasing the car, and the driver being intoxicated. When you look at the most accidents or incidents, you find that there is a chain of events. And if any one of these chain of events had been different, it might have led to that happening. Douglas said, for example, if they'd been wearing seatbelts, well, we've heard all that stuff before. So let me see. All right, let me go to this part. Last night, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Miss Raglan were involved in a near catastrophic chase in the hands of a ring of highly, I don't want to hash over that again. So, yeah, it's an article in People magazine, and it just seems to rehash everything. Um, but yeah, the one part that stuck out for me was the photographers, and I'm going to say, yeah, well, that doesn't take much thought to figure that out. Of course, he was triggered by the photographers, and yeah, they were walking right up to the glass, and sadly, there's a very good chance that as Princess Diana lay mortally wounded, slumped in the back seat of that Mercedes, chances are the last thing she sensed was cameras. The last thing she heard was cameras in the very, because after an accident, there is a certain stillness that you just cannot put into words. It's amazing how the roar of the engine, the ripple of the tires on the asphalt when a car is involved in an accident, everything goes very quiet. And so, aside from the flashes and, you know, is anybody alive kind of stuff, it's dreadful. And so Harry obviously thought about that. He saw the pictures. He's been to the tunnel, and yeah. So, and the one thing that they did not mention was, of course, the pillars in the tunnel, the columns that holds up the street above. They did not have those. What do they call those barriers? Those concrete barriers. I forget what they call them, but there's a name for it. They didn't have that. And if that was there, it would have had a different outcome. But let's go to the true nature of things. If it wasn't for the paparazzi, and also it isn't clear, or should I say, we don't know whatever happened to the white Fiat that was involved that night. So I'm not going to take anything as, oh, it was just a tragic chain of events. No, it was the paparazzi. Okay? It was a paparazzi. VS says in 1997, if the Paps were not chasing the car and blinding them with flashes, the accident wouldn't have happened. Say it again, VS. Say it again. Exactly. And that's why you know that investigation is a bunch of BS, because you can everybody wants to blame Henri Paul, but Henri Paul was not chasing the car. Henri Paul was not he didn't sideswipe the Fiat sideswiped them. They were hit. It wasn't just the flash, they were hit. And if you've seen any of those videos on social media, on the YouTube, any place, if you've seen any of those vehicles where a little tiny car blows a stoplight and knocks over a school bus, and you wonder, how in the world is that possible? It happens. It happens. You can knock a larger vehicle over if you hit it in just the right spot. So, whatever the state of Henri Paul, I really don't care. They were chased into that tunnel. They were pursued by people on bikes and in vehicles. And yes, VS makes a very, very good point. The blinding flash of those cameras. When I went to an eye exam, and I'm just like, good God, you know, the light. I feel like it seemed like I was chasing it for hours. So any kind of flash, especially, you know, as we get older, seems like it takes longer to recover. Thank you, VS. You are always a voice of calm, but thank you so much. Let me see. Never heard of Diana's driver was swerving, running the curbs, hitting cars as he was driving away from the hotel, since he was supposedly drunk driving before the crash. Yeah, and let's recall too that they did have their own security person there, and just as much as they say, well, if that was a royal protection officer, there's no way in the world he would have been able to drive. Well, I have to tell you that I wouldn't suppose that what's his name, Trevor Reese, whatever his name is, I wouldn't suppose that he was any less capable of determining that someone was too drunk to drive. I mean, if he was as drunk as they said, why would they even let him drive in the first place? So yeah, that whole thing is just so bonkers that it just doesn't make sense. VS says, if the Paps were not, oh, I'm sorry, didn't I do that already or no? Yeah, you know what? There's actually, we all probably saw that same documentary. Very strange. All right. Let's move on to another topic. To all the side chicks, there's always hope. And it's true. Um, to all the side chicks, there's always hope. And of course, we are offering this commemorative mug. All you have to do is go to 1-800 Side Chicks, or you could also go to Post Office Box Emotional Support Camilla. And you too could have this commemorative keepsake. There's always side chicks. I'm sorry, to all the side chicks, there's always hope. Leg says, as it was with Diana, it is everyone's fault except the Paps or the royal family. They always misdirect from the direct people involved. Pathetic. Someone just asked that question today. Why is it always Meghan? No matter who does what, it's always Meghan. And I noticed that a lot. Oh, you guys, I went down the rabbit hole yesterday. I don't always go on my burner account, but since I had it out, I don't want to say the name of this person's account, but it's a deranger. And I don't care what it is, they don't ever blame Harry. They blame Meghan. Or if it's Harry they want to blame him for the effect that Meghan has on him. I'm like, what the what? Seriously, they blamed Meghan for everything. And if they make some illustration or some meme or something like that, it's Meghan that they go after, not Harry. Isn't that something? Thank you so much, Legs, and happy Sunday to you. Thank you for the super chat. Okay. Oh, wait, what am I trying to do here? Oh, there we go. So, as I said, I kind of went down a path yesterday. So, this was in response to an article. Wait, do I have the, where is it? Huh. I think I forgot, I forgot the article, but it was something about Kate. How does Kate look so young, or something like that? And it says here, stay away from Meghan Markle. That's how you can look young, or keep looking young. Someone else said Botox Barbie. And this person says she's so dreamy. So obviously he rather fancies Kate. So I did a complete screenshot. I didn't separate them. So some are for and against, it helps when you're beautiful to begin with. She's always so polished without looking overdone. That is what this person who loves Kate said, right? And then over here, Botox. And someone else just put a couple of purple hearts. And then the next person says, beautiful always, but that hair, her hair is always great. Wonderful. And then let me see, she looks beautiful in all the photos, but her favorite is the brown polka. Oh, my favorite is her brown polka dot dress. And then after that, that is one sad, worn out face. Okay. And then the last one, and mind you, there was a bunch of them, but I decided just to, take a few of them. And the last one says money and a cast of thousands. So if you want to look good, you need a glam squad. I think it's what that person is saying, that if you have money and a cast of thousands, you can look good too. So yeah, and that was the photos that accompanied the article. And then here is the rest of the comments. And even with all the brow going north, both. Wait a minute, let me get this right. And even with all the brow going north Botox, her husband still won't touch her. Now, mind you, these are those comments from the people, not me. All right. Never had to do any housework or indeed actual work probably helps. So that is one of her secrets to beauty. She doesn't do a darn thing. So, see, some of them are in favor and some of them are kind of, you know, brutal. So I didn't pick and choose. Being at peace and beautiful inside, drama free lifestyle with her prince husband and their lovely children, staying fit, ignoring the haters, being the bigger person by simply ignoring all the hate Sussex couple throwing their way. So, of course, they're saying that she's avoiding the Sussexes, and that's why she looks so beautiful. And then, of course, maybe you're following with me. Rose is beautiful, and I love her. Kate is a jealous, ugly witch. Photoshop. And then the last one, name the doctor who gives her Botox injections because there are videos where she can't move her forehead and looks plastic. Now, I have to say for the lawyers, any insinuation that there's the use of Botox cannot be substantiated. I have no evidence of it, nor am I going to assume that the Princess of Wales has ever used Botox. That is just a rumor that has been going around for a long time. So I have no information about it, nor am I saying or condoning any mention of it. So that is just what happened to be in those articles. However, we always reach out to Kensington Palace when we are looking for comment.
Obviously, it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. Obviously, to this day, and going forward and things, it is, it's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
So, if you understood that, because I didn't, but if you understood that, if at all you understood that, I'll just leave it there. Did I do this one already? As it was with Diana, it is everyone's fault. Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I think you have another one though, right? Oh, there we go. Lex says, Little Mermaid singing. Up where they stalk, up where they hoe, up where they want to steal the show. They'll never be the one and only Meghan Markle. I don't know the melody of that song, but I think I like it already. I think I like it already. Oh, by the way, thank you so much, mysterious unnamed person, for the PayPal. Thank you very much, DR. Thank you for the PayPal, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And Lex, thank you for the the super chat. Now I'm gonna have to make sure I go and look up that song so I'll be able to sing it. Thank you very much. So yes, I have no information about any use of it. I just that particular photo right there, I did see where some people circled it though. Kathy G says, compared to how the Derangers look, I guess she would be a great beauty. Whoa! Oh, that stings. That just burned my fingers. Oh man. Ouch. Okay. Um, I'm hearing you. And Fatima Ba says, let me see. Come on, Baron, she's full of Botox. She needs my English remedial teacher. When I came here from France, from a French-speaking country. Again, we have no knowledge or information about any alleged use of anything like that. I'm sure she's just one of those great natural beauties of our age. As a matter of fact, scholars are going to look back on her and say, you know what? She looked very interesting. So, oh man. Okay. Let me see. Compton Caligo says, those are threads that run from Kate's eyebrows to her hairline, which is a botched job. Not botched. I thought botched was a TV show. Google the procedures, that is, and they have one big eye. And really, I did see that before, but again, we don't know that that's anything that reflects upon her. I'm just going to assume that she is a natural beauty and someone who has been quite a curiosity at just about any cocktail party, state dinner, or otherwise. So, okay. Right here, Princess Kate and Prince William blocked by Prince Andrew as Duke has backing from royal family members. Um, Backing or not, I don't know if that makes a difference if Andrew decides that he's not going to budge. Andrew has the legal right to stay in the Royal Lodge. I'm sorry, in the Royal Lodge, right? He has a lease that was signed by his mama, and I forgot how long they said the lease was, 100 years, 99 years, or something like that. So he would be able to pass that on to his family. And I think it's really crappy that they want to get him out of there. But people are saying that Will and Kate wants it. Now they have Adelaide. They really wanted to move into Windsor, and Charles said no. Remember how they kept talking about Windsor, 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 and then all of a sudden Windsor seemed to be taken off the table. Now, of course, given the look of Charles and Camilla at the coronation, why not just wait, or do like I do, just call up and say, "Boo!" and then wait and see if anybody hits the floor. Well, if that doesn't work, then you just have to keep waiting. And of course, Charles has survived the pandemic 3 or 4 times, so that ain't gonna work. So yeah, sorry, boo, you're just gonna have to wait. Wait your turn, and then you can move into all the properties you want. Okay, so yeah. And I do have okay, so this right here. It's time for Prince Andrew to realize that a comeback is never going to happen. Andrew um, was trying to stage a comeback, as we all know. And he had been talking to people in the press, allegedly, trying to help build up the momentum. You know, the same way they built that momentum for the Wessexes to finally get their dukedom, the Edinburgh title. Well, that was the same charm offensive and momentum that they were trying to build up for Andrew. Now, Andrew has been able to participate in his mother's funeral. Okay, not so unexpected. But he also had an opportunity to participate in his Knights of the Garter robe. He had a chance to participate in the coronation, which by all right, he really should not have been there and participating. He is so far removed from the throne that it really doesn't matter whether he shows up or he doesn't. Nobody's going to miss him. but he still thinks that there's a place for him. And he's right. There are some royalists that don't care what he's done. They blame the victims. They don't blame him or the victim. They don't blame him at all. Um, and so there is an audience there, but because the support for the royal family is so fragile, it would really I think they could take about anything except for him at this time. There's just not enough support for that. He hasn't had enough goodwill. I think people have extended all the goodwill that they have for Camilla and Charles to make it okay for them to get to the throne. I don't think that they have enough patience for him. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Sunday to you. Let me see. Lydia says Andrew is a terrible, but Charles is just as bad, so he don't care about the mess Andrew did. That is dirty to put your brother out so your son and your son who has 5 houses can move in. Yeah, that's what I don't understand is why is that so important to them? They have Anmer Hall, they have Adelaide Cottage, and they have 2 other properties. And I'm sure if there was some big event that they needed Windsor, it's right there. So I don't know what the hurry is. Why the big push to get into Royal Lodge? That doesn't make sense to me, but they seem to have, and that's the way it was with Anmer Hall. They were fixated on Anmer Hall, and whoever was living there got evicted. It was reported that the Sussexes wanted Adelaide Cottage, and they ended up getting the other place, right? Because it was actually in one of the papers, an article about Adelaide Cottage and the Sussexes. And then all of a sudden, much to everybody's surprise, here comes Frogmore. Frogmore was not even fit to live in. They actually had to do extensive renovation in a short time to get the Sussexes in there. So, and Adelaide Cottage, well, it didn't need as much work, if any. So, yeah. Very curious, very curious. Okay. That is funny about the Little Mermaid, isn't it? No, certainly not Catherine. No, never that. That is very funny. Anastasia Isabella says, will they stop calling her Princess Kate because she didn't earn the title? She is not a princess, nor will she ever be. She's still a commoner. Isn't she, though? Just as common with a capital C. Common. Common. See there? Every time I say it, some matter flies out of the back of my throat. Common. So thank you for that. Common Kate. Kate Common. Common Kate. Anastasia, see what you've started? Common. That's better. She is common, though. All right. King Charles evicts Prince Andrew from Buckingham Palace. Oh, yeah. So he got kicked out of his offices at Buckingham Palace. And I think, I didn't know this until recently, but I think Princess Anne has offices in London at St. James Palace, the court of St. James Palace. I do believe that Princess Anne has her offices there. And Andrew appears to have had offices at the Buckingham Palace, but no more. He doesn't need them anymore. Common. Okay. Oh yeah, Kathy Gabby says, Baron, it's like a board game of homes and gardens with the Windsors. It really is. It really is. They should have like a version of Monopoly with the Windsors. They really should. They should have like a version of Monopoly. Okay. And then right here, no chance Andrew won't leave 30 million pound mansion. He pays 250 pounds a week for as he faces eviction. Andrew's new pad. Prince Andrew could move into ex-wife Fergie's 5 million pound pad as he faces eviction. And then playing with fire. Selfish Prince Andrew is threatening King's coronation by refusing to move from Royal Lodge, experts warn. So looks like he's not going anywhere. Sean says, Common Kate Country Cottage, wait, Common Kate's Country Cottage kitchen curtains. There you go. Kate's Common Country Kitchen Cottage curtains. Common Kate's Country Cottage curtains. Kitchen. Got to throw kitchen in there. Common Kate's Country Kitchen Cottage curtains. Oh, thank you so much for that, Sean. Happy Sunday to you. Yes, Common Kate's Country Cottage Kitchen curtains. Again, Common Kate's Country Cottage Kitchen curtains. Oh man, that's a tongue twister. Common. All right. Let me see. King Charles evicts Harry and Meghan from Frogmore Cottage and offers home to Prince Andrew. So that's pretty much where we left off. And of course, Dr. Shola was furious when she heard that. King Charles evicting Harry and Meghan from Frogmore Cottage is pure spite because of Spare, a weak coward of a father, cruelty unworthy of a king. Like the royal family don't have other properties to house the disreputable Prince Andrew. A very unwise move that'll backfire. Common, yes, it will. Sussex's cheerleader, Omen Scobie, says Frogmore Cottage was Harry and Meghan's one remaining space in UK that meets their family security needs as couple breaks their silence on their eviction. And of course, it didn't say that they were moving. It acknowledged that they were asked to move. So we have to remember that statement, if I recall, did not say we're moving. It just acknowledged that they were asked to move. So we still don't know the exact status of the cottage. I don't think I've seen any like moving vans or anything like that. So kind of hard to say. We don't know what's up with that. But if you guys know, let me know. But as far as I know, I haven't heard anything else about the Frogmore since the Sussexes acknowledged that they did receive or that they were asked to leave. So, and there is the Royal Lodge. As you can see, it is massive. It's huge, huge, I tell you. Or is that the Frogmore House? I can never tell the Frogmore House from the Royal Lodge, but I think that's the Royal Lodge. But it could be the Frogmore House. I think that's the Royal Lodge. So it's pretty big. All right, so there's also another mug. Commemorate their eternal bond. I'll never regret our friendship. HRH Prince Andrew's limited edition souvenir 11-ounce mug. Only £14, 99 pence. Plus shipping and handling, of course. And it's 100% royal family approved. There you go. You can get the Andy and Jeffrey mug to commemorate a sweat-free and honorable friendship. You know? Because remember, he wants to do the honorable thing. And the honorable way to end a friendship is to fly across the Atlantic Ocean and stay in that person's house of debauchery for an entire week before you say, and that's why we're no longer friends. Right? Right. Because he's a very honorable person and he wanted to do the honorable thing. Now, how Princess Anne is the hardest working royal, they say that Afro Annie has worked a whopping 214 engagements. Now, some of those engagements are carried out on the same day. So it's not like she got up out of the bed 214 times. However, as you can see, she has worked more than the rest of them. She has always worked more than the rest of them. So, in celebration, Annie. Right on. Yeah, so she has often been said to have worked far more engagements than the rest of them, as evident by the chart. Now, if you guys remember from Spare, Harry said that they all seem to gather around and they pretend as though they don't care, but they really do want to be reported in the papers as having worked more engagements than the next person. All except for Lazy Katie and Workshop Will. The two of them, they don't work that much and they don't care that people. I mean, look at Kate. She's third from the last. All of those early years, lengthy lectures about God knows what. And one of the things that I think is important to teach kids is hard work. Well, in those early years, the kids are going to learn that you defer anything that looks like work to your nanny, your cook, and your housekeeper. That is what is considered hard work. And as for the engagements, they'll take care of themselves. As a matter of fact, she's so great with those engagements. Didn't we just report yesterday that one of her charities was going out of business? Or should I say, another charity is going out of business? I mean, she has the highest mortality rate for charities than anybody else in the family. One after the other. It's just like picking grapes. It is. It's like snatching a grape off the vine. One charity after the other just goes under. Everything that she touched is a disaster. You see there? Children's home run by charity Kate Middleton supports shut down over safeguarding fears. And we just talked about that. Actually, in between, I'm sure there was another one, but how about this? Kate Middleton backed kids' charity that filled her with immense pride closing. She has the highest mortality rate compared to anybody else in that family when it comes to charities. But she's so posh and so, what else is she? Well, whatever it is, when she shows up in her coat dress, or now when she shows up dressed like Meghan, whatever she's bringing with her, it ain't working because she keeps losing one charity. Everything she touches is a disaster. That's what I'm saying. A disaster. So right here, paralyzed by fear, people who've been who have been wronged rarely fight back, but imperative, those responsible are held to account. Hopefully my story will be a conduit to a conversation we all need to have. So that, of course, is from Victoria Arbiter. So Victoria is fighting and clawing her way out of the abyss because she wants her positions back. Now, she had a very lengthy stay at CNN, but thanks to that weird, like, pre recorded response to the Oprah interview, which CNN said violated their policy when it comes to journalism. She was released from her position. Now, she claims she lost a lot of things when she left, like her health insurance. And it was very interesting, the video. Now, um, when she spoke about it before, to of all people, Camilla Tominey, she said that she didn't even cash the check that they gave her for £300. She didn't even cash it, but that's how much the pranksters paid her to give a response to an interview that had not happened yet. So she has been trying to, well, anyway, her lawyers talked to the pranksters and they removed her portion of the video and they left Dickie and Ingrid and what's his name, Richard Fitzwilliams. Their portion of the video is there, but they removed anything that had to do with Vicky Arbiter. So yeah, it was very interesting. But the thing is, she's a royal reporter. She grew up in Kensington Palace, and but for the fact that just like her father, she had such a close connection to the royal family, it's a good chance she would have never had the opportunity for those positions. Now, to be fair to her, she did kind of come up because of Oprah Winfrey, because she was on Oprah Winfrey's one time and she had like an audition tape or something like that, and she cooked, and the family was on there. And so, really, there's a big portion of her career that is actually owed to Oprah Winfrey. So she played some selected parts of the video with the pranksters. And of course, it was the parts that made her case seem unfair and that she was just a victim of this malicious prank. But as they say from the royal family, recollections may vary. And I'm saying that my recollection doesn't seem to jive with what she said, but I can understand that she's upset. She said she couldn't eat, she lost weight, her lashes fell out. Oh, she had all kind of problems. And she said that now she said that the squatties said some really mean things to her. And then someone, not necessarily a Sussex Squad person, she said someone posted her address um, on social media. I did not see that. I don't know that to be true. I'm just saying what she said. So I'm being really fair right now, and I'm telling you my impression of what she said in the video. However, all of the things that she said about what has gone so terribly wrong and how people can be innocently targeted, it sounds just like what we have been saying about Meghan. So it is very difficult to be sympathetic to someone who works in the same industry that has been actively trying to destroy the Duchess of Sussex. Now, I'm not saying she's the worst of the worst. I won't say she's the worst of the worst, but she's one of them. She's one of them. She's one of the people that make a fine living off of the Sussexes. And her father, oh, he said some dandy things too, but I'm not going to bring him into it. But he said some dandy things too. So, but yeah, so she pretty much seems to be blaming the Sussex Squad and not herself for the situation that she's in. CNN had a chance to evaluate the information that was produced from that pranking, and they found her wanting in her character, and they terminated her contract. That's it. And of course, the Sussex squad has, as far as I can tell, have been blamed for it. Marina Mavrogenis, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Anastasia says, anyone else noticed Royal Mafia only goes after the truth when is printed in the tabloid papers, but not the lies? Yeah. As a matter of fact, you're right about that. They want to confront the truth, but when it's lies that affect other people or whoever they have been allegedly briefing against, oh, you won't get a word out of them. Not a word. Thank you for your comment. Diane Hawkins says, no worries. We saw, heard, recorded, and got receipts. Victoria Arbiter is a liar, period. Thank you so much for that, Diane Hawkins. So yeah, that, if you guys are wondering, that was a hashtag that went about, is Victoria Arbiter is a liar. Just like Camilla Tominey is a liar was another hashtag that was making the rounds. I think I used that one myself this weekend. Let me see. The Unroyals don't realize they have foolishly overplayed their hand. This mess is going to backfire on them significantly. Stop underestimating Harry. They should have left the Sussexes alone. I'm into that. Let me see. Truth Dilly says, you are being too very barren. Too fair is someone who doesn't deserve it. So, next. Oh, man. Well, I'm just reporting what she said. She had a lot to say in her video in that very horrible, high-pitched voice. I was like, oh my God. Yes, that horrible high-pitched voice of hers. Okay, well. Oh, I'm telling you guys, that voice gets me. That voice gets me. It is so high pitch. And I'm just like, will I be able to have children now? That could damage something. Will I be able to have children? And I remember on the day of the coronation, I hadn't heard her in I don't know how long. So I'm watching, right? I'm looking at the pre-coronation stuff. And then all of a sudden, as I'm washing my dishes, I heard, and I turned around and it was Victoria Arbiter. I could have screamed. At first, of course, I thought it was like a mosquito buzzing around my ear or something. It was Victoria Arbiter. Oh, God. And I'm just like, y'all sure y'all want her back on TV? Are y'all sure? Because I don't know. I may be sterile now. So anyway, she's back, and she right here says, I am a great admirer of Her Majesty. This gem of a book beautifully encapsulates the life of one of history's most iconic royals, Barbara Bush. Oh, okay. And then over there was the royal expert who is branded. Oh, that's why I put that up there. I'm just like, why did I put that there? She blocked me. As a matter of fact, she blocked me a long time ago. I don't know why she blocked me because I never said anything to her. I never tweeted her anything, but I think she was blocking everybody who she thought was a squatty. She blocked them. But she must have some way of accessing the Sussex squad, and I will tell you why. Anyway, royal expert who branded toxic racist liar by Harry and Meghan supporting Sussex squad and let go by CNN after she was conned into commenting on Oprah interview before it aired, threatens to sue pranksters as she says she's lost all her TV work. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys that she wasn't severely impacted because, oh, it hit her like a ton of bricks. But I can only go by what she says. I don't know what really happened to her, but she said she couldn't eat. Well, actually, she didn't say it like that. She said, what, you couldn't eat? What, your lashes fell out? Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Who posted your address? That's terrible, girl. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry, girl. Oh, yeah, okay, it's all right. Anyway, so I did a couple of screenshots from her yesterday. There she is. I guess she decided to go as blonde as possible without looking like a ghost. But she has bleached her hair, bleached her teeth, bleached everything. And I guess she bleached the eyebrows because I can't hardly see them. But yeah, so she sat in front of a camera and she told her story. And I have tried to convey it to you as fairly as possible. She feels as though she has been done in and she's still trying to pull the pieces of her life back together. And so that was it. It was very interesting. Now, let me get to the juicy part. This is the juicy part. Have a look if you're concerned, right? She has taken screenshots of some of us, among them me. I'm so afraid. Honey, she actually had screenshots from the Sussex squad popping up on that video where she was telling us all about how she has still been impacted by that interview that she gave. And of course, the results of losing her job with CNN, and of course, continued blaming of the Sussex squad. So, thank goodness I didn't see any of my screenshots. It's not to say that she don't have them, but I guess these are the worst of them. And I think she was really hurt by people calling her apartheid Barbie. She took exception to that. She took exception to that. And let me just say for the record, I have never referred to her as apartheid Barbie. So, and least of all, I haven't tweeted anything like that. But yeah, some of the tweets, they referred to her as apartheid Barbie. And yeah, and she said I mean, I don't doubt that she's hurt, but all I can say is this: if you feel as though the world has been unjust, use some of that energy to help the Duchess of Sussex, help the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. If you want to make a difference, Victoria Arbiter, use some of that pain, some of that hurt, use some of that to help the Sussexes, because everything that she said in that video, I couldn't help but draw a parallel, an emotional parallel to what the Sussexes have been going through, where something has happened. You felt, although the Sussexes didn't do a, preemptive interview about something that hadn't happened yet. But aside from that, the emotions that she feels in the wake of it, why not team up with the Sussexes? Reach out to Harry and Meghan and say, look, I've had a dose of what you're going through, or gets an interpreter to tell them that you've had a dose of what they're going through. Um, oh, is this a milestone? I don't see a number, but I think you have X amount of weeks of membership, or months rather. Let me go back and take a look. I don't see it, but I see it highlighted on this. Um, so anyway, if I missed it, I do apologize, but it looks like you got some kind of something comes up. I don't know what it is, but yes, thank you anyway. All right, so, but yes, she could always get someone to interpret to the Sussexes the pain and the sorrow that she's experiencing. Just have them reach out to the Sussexes representative and say, you know what, my client would like to speak to you. Well, who is it? It's Victoria Arbiter. Okay, put her through. That's all she got to do. And it'll be okay. I promise. I promise. Just reach out to them. They're very kind, generous, understanding people, and they will hear you out. So, wait, is this it right here? Let me see. Let me see. So Victoria Arbiter is being dragged all over Twitter as we speak, because Victoria Arbiter decided that she was going to write this article about finding freedom, an article which questions the motives behind releasing an updated version of this book. But I don't remember any questions coming from Victoria Arbiter about Robert Lacey releasing an updated version of his book. And so in this book, she says that, so there's a big headline that says, Victoria Arbiter, right? Finding freedom again, but at what cost to Meghan and Harry? So, okay, yes, at what cost? Let's delve into that, shall we? Earlier this week, HarperCollins, the publishing giant behind Finding Freedom, the 2020 biography, blah, 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 unprecedented decision to depart from royal life, planned to release the updated version of the book on August 31st. Yes, that is the anniversary of Princess Diana's death. And so, unashamedly timed to coincide with her death, blah, 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 blah. Traditionally a quiet period for the royal family. Yeah, it's quiet because we know that they are all collectively, all of them, mourning the loss of Princess Diana. With the Queen firmly ensconced at Okay, I'm going to pause it right there because it's not exactly what I thought it was. I know I made a video. Let me see. Now she's all over the place. And the people who helped her, you know, the Oprah Winfrey. Okay, I did do a video where she was interviewed by Camilla where she was interviewed by Camilla Tominey. And this is unfortunately not the one, and it's a pretty long video, so I'm not going to share it with you guys right now. If I can remember the name of it, I will put it in the community tab if you want to see it in its entirety. But yeah, so I have spoken about her before. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I had one where she spoke to Camilla Tominey, and I just wanted you guys to hear her say talk about all the pain that she went through, you know. But unfortunately, it is not available right now. So I am going to move on. But just so you guys know, she is saving receipts. So I guess after witnessing how the Sussex Squad works, she has decided to save them receipts too. Um, Winsome Jones, are you okay? I forgot I even made that video. That's funny. Oh, by the way, you guys, did I tell you that Royal Sussex? Let me see how many videos do I have to go before I have 1,000. Royal Sussex is nearly 1,000 videos. You guys know that? Nearly 1,000 videos. 2 years, 1,000 videos. Let me see. I'm trying to find the number now. Okay. Oh, you know what? You know what, guys? We have already crossed it. 1,000 videos for Royal Sussex. 1,000 videos. And I promise you, I've only made a handful of shorts, so that's not where they come from. But 1,000 videos. I knew it was close, but it kind of snuck up on me. Royal Sussex has produced more than 1,000 videos. Shut the front door. Shut the front door. 1,000 videos? What in the world have I been talking about for 1,000 videos? We need to celebrate. We need to celebrate. We need Ivy. We need Ivy so we can celebrate. Where's Ivy here? Uh, Come on here, Ivy. Stop playing. Where you at? Where you at? We need to celebrate with Miss Ivy. I cannot believe it. I knew it was coming up, but I totally missed it. Let me see here. There's Ivy. So let me share that with you guys. 1,000 videos for Royal Sussex. 1,000 videos. Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Ellie's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, I Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to turn the sound back on. Thank you, Lydia Washington. And well, anyway, I just read what. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so let me continue. So remember, you guys, listen. You guys go easy on Victoria Arbiter because she hasn't had it easy, you guys. Remember, she's poor, white. She may even be lashless, but dear God, she's here. She's here. She's so Um, yes, that is, I was interpreting that for her, but she said, so, uh, Joy Moore, thank you so much for the super sticker. Let me see here. Baron, I thought you were dancing on the table like the kid. Oh no. Or have you seen that video where the girl got on that coffee table? She was in the basement jamming and the coffee table tipped over. Do you know when I saw that, I could not breathe? I could not breathe. They almost had to take me out of here. I could not breathe when I first saw that. It took all the wind out of me. Oh my gosh. I just saw that again for the first time in years, but it was hilarious. Okay. So yes. Oh, check it out. Uh, Hoghead Pierce Morgan has found some people of color to take photos with. Well, the kid over there on the left side, he is going to get himself in a lot of trouble. He is like the fastest growing channel on YouTube. He likes to prank people, like walk in a stranger's house and sit down. Or he took someone's dog, allegedly in the video, took someone's dog and ran up the street with it. So he is going to get himself seriously hurt or in trouble. And then, of course, you probably recognize one of those young ladies as a very toxic individual. I won't say which one. I don't know what the other one is capable of, but one of them is so cruel and so nasty and so hateful toward Meghan. I have absolutely no use for. And then I found that picture of Pierce Morgan. If Pierce Morgan doesn't look like a deuce is about to pop out of his mouth, I don't know what it is. That mouth looks foul. That mouth looks like, ugh. I it now seriously, you know how somebody say, shut your pie hole? It looks like a pie hole. That's what it looks like. It looks seriously like a pie hole. Whoever first said shut your pie hole was talking to Pierce Morgan. Look at there. Every time he's under stress or under tension, his mouth turns into a pie hole. And now that you see it, look at there. You cannot not see it, right? I could never not see that. Every time I see him, I'm going to think pie hole. Yeah, every time. So, ugh, ugh, ugh. 5 years ago, I watched a woman I fancy from from a television show walk down the aisle to my direction, but not into my arms. Life hasn't been the same since. Wow. Wow. So someone tweeted that, and I was like, you know what? It's a parody account for Prince William, a parody account. I saw that, and I was like, you know what? Do you know what? Um, that's interesting. So, and then I found those photos of William at Westminster Abbey, where he seemed to like to take a sneak peek at Meghan, like he can't believe she's a part of the family or that she's so close and not on television anymore. But it's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy. But yeah, I was inspired by that tweet. So not much else to say about that. And then, of course, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Funky Dineva, but Funky Dineva works on Fox Soul. And if he works on Fox Soul, then that means somewhere along the line, his paycheck is coming from the Murdochs. So Funky Dineva had this big, long, drawn out thing that she said about if Harry and Meghan won't assimilate, then they need to leave the country, and coming over here causing international incidents and try to fit in. It was a foolish, nonsensical rant about nothing. Seriously, about nothing. I don't watch Fox Soul. Usually Vivica Fox and I think one of the other ladies are always very supportive of Meghan. But you know what? It's just like The View. It's just like The Talk. It's just like Loose Women. It's just like any show that has a list of panelists for and against, and they pull you in with the conversation, and you feel relieved that at least somebody has something good to say about the cause or the person or whatever, and the rest of them have nothing but contempt for whatever it is you support. So my point is, I wouldn't even bother. Please don't go and Google it. I'm just telling you, or search it. I'm telling you, it was an ongoing nasty rant about, and it was a joke. It was supposed to be funny, but you know why I think it's so toxic? And the reason why I'm sharing it with you now is because, like I told you, I went to the dark side. I was doing some research. I wanted to see what they were talking about. And the reason why is because this came up on my feed. And when I went to that person's Twitter account, I found that other people were retweeting it and retweeting it and retweeting it. Now, I bet you they couldn't name Funky Dineva from the Man on the Moon before this rant. But now that this rant is out there, now is being shared by all of the derangers. And this is just one of the things that they're sharing. Funky Dineva. Now, if I recall, I think Dineva was a, what is it, a female impersonator, comedian, performer, something like that. And so that's where the name Funky Dineva comes from. But yeah, it was a nonsensical rant, but that's not the point. Most of the derangers are so ignorant and so ridiculous and so illiterate and uneducated and uncouth that they will take it as the gospel. Yeah, they should assimilate. Yeah, they shouldn't be coming over here making trouble in America. This is an American, an Afro, Black, African, person of color, whatever, that is on the Fox Soul, which is a Fox channel, which caters to Black people, even though all the money ends up back in Australia, which is why I don't watch it. But, you know, and I love Vivica Fox. Vivica Fox is always pro Meghan, but they have a list of Black people on that channel to talk about things that has to do with Black people. There are too many independent content creators out there that you don't have to go to Fox News. You don't have to go to News Corp. You don't have to give your money to Rupert Murdoch. But that is what's happening. The ad revenue goes to Rupert Murdoch. This is another way to influence things here in the United States, to help shape the thoughts of a huge sector of the population. In this case, young Black people. They want the hearts and minds of young Black people. And so call it Fox Soul. Ooh, Fox Soul. But that's why I put that up there. Fox Corporation, stylized in all caps, blah, 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 Rupert Murdoch. Okay? Just remember, Rupert Murdoch. Rupert, I'm friends with Jeremy Clarkson and Piers Morgan Murdoch. Okay? That's all you need to know. So watch it if you choose. I don't. Be careful of this one, you guys. Be careful. Take a look there. Reflecting on her work with the royals, Miss Campbell described Prince William as underrated, singing his praises as a cool, down to earth, overall nice guy. Uh huh. Did y'all get all that? Former royal aide throws hat in ring to be London mayor. Natalie Campbell is a millennial, one nation Tory who wants to run the capital like a chief executive. In other words, she wants to be prime minister. Usually, when you're the mayor of Paris, you're going to be the president of France. If you are the mayor of London, chances are at some point you want to be prime minister. So she's just the right person at the right time to deliver. So remember, you saw it here first, or maybe you saw it someplace else, but that will be exactly what they're looking for. I'm glancing at the future. Okay, she's back. Look who else is back. No, it's not Jackie. You see that? Whoops, I did it again. I'm showing some skin. Da, 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 da. Yes, she's back. Not so innocent. There she goes. First, it starts with a leg. Next thing you know is a middle bomb. And before you know it, well, you know what comes next. Another lawsuit for a Parisian paparazzi or something. But yeah, she's back, y'all guys. Listen, you guys, she's back. She is going to start going to the higher hymns and the accidental blowovers and all that kind of stuff. She's back. She's back. This is another prediction. Future prime minister bums. Future prime minister bums. Okay? Just a prediction. She is going to start going higher with the hymns so that she can go back to the old, oh, my dress just blew over the back of my head. You all can see my behind. Yep, she'll be doing that again. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you guys get a peek? Okay, next. All right. Where am I going here? And then, of course, as I said, you guys, I went to the dark side yesterday. I went through tweets, and look at this. This is David McGee, the real David McGee. At real David McGee, the songwriter who decided to attack Princess of Wales in new Disney Little Mermaid movie. Remember him going forward. Does it seem like they plan their attacks? Does it seem like they plan their attacks? This literally identifies him, which I don't know that to be true. It allegedly says that this is the guy that is responsible. So this is what the derangers do. They take that hashtag and then they go after the person because he has been accused by this individual or others of being the one at Disney who has it in for Kate. Let me just say this. Disney owns ABC, amen? And has Disney gone out of their way to cover the coronation, the Queen's funeral, Philip's funeral, and so on and so on? ABC has done above board. They have done exemplary work when it comes to covering that archaic, awful family firm. And so I don't know why they would pretend to have complaints. Who knows? Catherine could have been somebody's mama or something. Nobody knows who they were speaking of. But of course, they think everybody is thinking about her. Trust me when I say this, nobody gives two craps about what Catherine is doing. Nobody is running to the red crimson drawing room. Ooh, ooh, who playing the piano? Y'all, Catherine about to play. Oh, never mind. That's more like it. Nobody's running to hear her play the piano or tell a joke or to give a speech or something like that. Nobody's interested. Okay? Nobody. And then, okay, you guys, again, I went to the dark side yesterday. I went through their tweets. Take a look at that. Let's take a look at the most breathtaking gold dress moment so far. Now, they tweeted that because they were trying to sock it to Meghan, right? And then what happens? 2 days later, an 81-year-old woman pops out in the same dress looking absolutely sensational. Do you hear me? 2 days later, here comes here comes Martha Stewart, twice her age and looking 100% better in the gown than Kate Middleton. So, and since they have shown that image of her in that gold gown, now you don't hear anything else. Now they're not talking about it. Now they have nothing to say, right? How to wear a gold dress by the Princess of Wales. Now, again, this was supposed to be the what for, to really show up Meghan for coming out in the gold dress. And of course, I'm just putting a picture of Martha Stewart next to it so you can see exactly why they're not talking about it. They would have went on and on about it, but they had to stop because they didn't want people to start throwing those two pictures together. Well, I've already done it for them, and you guys know I have. So this is the kind of stuff that goes on in Derangerville. Now, I'm not recommending that anybody does that. It is very rare that I ever see it, but because they, since I posted that thing about TMZ and I believe Harry and Meghan, well, lately they've been coming after me. Pretty much I'm not on their radar. But when I start posting positive things about Meghan and Harry, or if I post things to disparage or dispute the Cambridges or anybody else, then all of a sudden they start coming up on my feed. So Priyanka Chopra show Citadel rather makes crude joke about Princess Kate amid the actress friendship with Meghan Markle. They're still going after her too. So it's the thing about the Little Mermaid, and then there's this. It has nothing to do with Priyanka Chopra. Priyanka is minding her business. She's married to Nick Jonas. She's rich, beautiful, successful, and dare I say, quite fit. So she has nothing to do with that stuff. That's not her call, whether or not they make some crude comparison about Kate in some way. So, okay. And then here's the other photos I promised yesterday. There's America's Next Top Model, or Britain's Next Top Model. Sorry. There's Britain's Next Top Model. This is the one who is in constant contact with the Heritage Foundation, the people that's trying to get Harry into legal problems over his green card. Those are the people that she's friend with. This is the one who tried to link a charity of Meghan's to ISIS. That's her. You would think that anybody like that wouldn't have a whole lot to say. Someone who is so bizarrely proportioned. I'll just say that. Someone who is so bizarrely proportioned would dare go after people. It seemed like some people would be better suited to just sit in a dark corner somewhere and leave people alone. But no, nay, they're out there uh, slashing out at people with malicious words, making up stuff. Yeah, that's and like I said, the proportions are rather bizarre. Now, someone said, those photos can't be real. It looks like someone attached her head to someone else's body. And I'm thinking to myself, have you just noticed that? Have you only just noticed that? Because that is the thing that impressed me from day one. I said, no, that can't be. I mean, that's so weird. It doesn't seem like that's her head. Woo! Okay. I just had a big gulp of water. Well, but yeah, so those are the rest of the photos from yesterday. I'm sorry to do this to you so close to the dinner hour or bedtime, but you had to see it. You just had to see it. And let's close on a positive. Well, not yet. Not yet, because I have something else to show you. But anyway, there is Mother Doria, and all week my thoughts have been with Doria because of what she endured of the night of the award. And one of the reasons why I am so irritated right now is not just because of Harry and Meghan, but because of Doria. I love Doria. Doria reminds me of my own mama, and she has a very sweet energy about herself, and it really bothers me. It destroys me that she suffered such a terrible time like that. So, yeah, I think I'm a little bitter. I do believe I'm just a tad bitter. Um, uh, really, right now, let me see. Let me see. Okay. Wow, busy day today, huh? Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, yes, you guys, pedal is on. So yeah, I don't want to take up any more. Good goodness, I've been on here 2 hours. But yeah, so I'm just going to close by showing you guys this. Take a look there. You can see Cliveden. Cliveden House is where Kate and I'm sorry, what am I saying, Kate? Cliveden House is where Meghan and Doria stayed before the wedding. So that is what was a family estate or manor house is now a hotel. And that is the Blackamoor statue that I told you they removed. Right there it says, it beggars belief, a hotel visitor told the Sun, I think this is highly offensive. Cliveden now has an association with Meghan, as is where she stayed before getting married. So it's just as inappropriate as when Princess Michael, well, of course, they're speaking about the brooch. So, yeah, but the thing is, I think they put those statues right back out there. There were two statues that flanked the door, and they eventually put them back out. They took them away because they were being restored, and then eventually they ended up right back at the door, but not at the front door. It's a entrance or exit that leads to another part of the estate, but still they're there. So, but yeah, that's where Doria and Meghan stayed before the wedding. You can see right there, Cliveden House. And by the way, the young lady that you see right there, she's an influencer. I know it seems like it's a picture of Anne, but it's actually an influencer. And I talked about her before in the past, but she had a beautiful time there. She said it was the most gorgeous place that she's ever stayed. It was very comfortable. The service was excellent. She had a great time. So, just in case you guys are thinking that that is Duchess of Success, nope, it is an influencer, and I do not remember her name. So, with that, you guys, I'm going to go. I need to get over to Petals. The prosecutor is in session, and we don't want to miss that. So you guys go ahead and get over there. And I am going to join you very soon because we have been waiting for Petal this week. Thank you, Doria, for passing the torch to your amazing daughter. Grace, dignity, and pride. Amen. That's our Doria. And with that, that is our Royal Sussex for today. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the generous contributions. Thank you to the moderators for keeping this a safe space. And thank you to all the content creators for this incredible community that we have built, along with thanking you all for being there for us so consistently and so immensely. I mean, without you all, this just would not be the community that it is. So, all right. And I am going to go. Love you guys. I am going to cue the Ginger Avenger. And of course, much love to our queens that have made all of this possible. And our last word of the day is be blessed, everyone. Okay. Thank you. Love you guys.